Graybeard Gaming.
All right, welcome everybody to the Graybeard Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Scott. I miss John Candy. And as always, I have with me David and Liam. And this week we're going to talk about some games, some Xbox stuff, and some rumors. And I don't know. Let's see where this takes us. So let's get started. David, how was your week? What have you been doing?
My weekend has been good. I didn't get on any video games yesterday because it was my birthday.
What?
I got birthday cake.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. 21, finally.
Wow, you can drink now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was actually, what little video games I've been playing, I've been watching Gina play the new downloadable content for DayZ, Frostline.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if you've heard of it.
Yes.
And yeah, it's great watching her suffer in that game because it's like super difficult now. Like you freeze to death in 2 seconds.
Oh my god.
And it's funny because there's a lot of basic stuff that she hasn't really like bothered to learn in the other DayZs, like how to start a fire and all that stuff. And she's like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Get some bark and get a piece of a stick, and you could hand drill a fire." I'm like, she's like, "You can do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can do that." so and then some guy just starts punching her for no reason, you know, and it's just like it's hilarious. Now I wish I could just put like put
She
that on
needed
there
a
for
gag
her.
reel, a DayZ gag reel. There
Yeah, oh my god, it's just hilarious.
Somebody's
But I do
probably
want to
already
get back on some I want to get back on some Moria if I can. Conan came out with a new update. Oh my god, there's so many games to play right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, you know, we'll see. I'll get on it. Conan. I'm really I love Conan. I have a love affair with Conan, so
That's good. That is a good survival game, in my opinion. That is one of the few that
I think
play.
they keep improving on it too. Actually, like the next improvement I've been watching on YouTube and stuff is like the thralls are now like a part of, like, they move around in your base. You know, you build like a little village, and they move around now, and they become a part of the atmosphere, and then, you know, and it's. I was like, that's cool. That's what I've always wanted. The next thing I really want them to do is have a shop that you can sell stuff and have a thrall kind of man that shop so that people can buy stuff from you, you know. I would love it if I first started fresh out the gate and I'm walking by somebody's base and they have a shop and I could just maybe buy a sword or something like that. That would be great, you know.
So you're saying it's like if you have a base and you have a thrall, then you can have that thrall like go work the store.
Right.
And then while you're not playing, people can buy and do they do that yet?
Well, they have crafter thralls. They have a thrall that you put on a crafting bench that helps you make armor and gives you a buff every time you make the armor. Yeah, so I mean, like, they're and with the thralls being able to move right now, currently, actually, they have a thrall, a barkeep thrall, and you rescue. It's like a mission where you rescue a barkeep, and then you build a barkeep area and you put him on the barkeep, and when other players are walking by, they will go to the bar. And they will get a drink or something like that, and you literally pay for it with real gold, like that you have.
That sounds like Medieval Dynasty in VR. Like you can make a tavern, and when you make a tavern, people from like the nearest town will come to your tavern. It's like you got to feed them. Like you got to go back and make food and drink and stuff like that.
Right.
So point yet, but.
You can already do something like that in Conan where it's like a bar, so I don't see why there'll be a difference. Like, just make a store front. And actually, Conan has a lot of cosmetic stuff, and they have a store cosmetic. You know, they have like little apples in a box and bananas and stuff like that, and you make like a makeshift store. But they don't have a thrall that can man the store. And I think that's where they're going. I don't know if that's where they're going. I hope that's where they're going because I would love that. But right now, currently, the new update allows thralls to just kind of be a part of your village and walk around. Because before they would just stand there. They wouldn't do anything.
Can you name your thralls?
You can name your thralls, and something else that the community has really been asking for that you can do is you would get like a crafter thrall, like say an armorer, you know, and you would put him on the armorer station, and he would be on the armorer station, and he would have whatever clothes you got him at.
Yeah.
Like if he had raggedy clothes, he would have raggedy. You couldn't change the clothes of your thralls. Now you can change the clothes of your thralls. I know it sounds silly,
Right.
like big deal, but when you're building this big village and you're making this community, you have thralls that you can't do anything with. Now you can, and I think it's awesome. It's a lot. This update is a lot of what the community's been asking for, so I'm definitely like interested in playing it. It's called Heroes, something with heroes, but there's two companion thralls now that you can have that follow you. They had thralls that can follow you before, but
Right.
this time it's a little different. I'm not really sure how it's gonna work. I have to play it, but
So
I'm excited to play that one.
I can make a store and put 2 thralls in it and name them Dante and Randall.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
Yeah, that's see, it's with survival games. I'll put like a ton of hours into it, and I apparently are always doing like the wrong thing. Like I'll have this like this huge building with all this stuff, and I got all this armor, and I'm like doing all this stuff by myself, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I go talk to somebody else, and they're like, have you not done this, and this yet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I didn't know it was in the game. So
yeah, Conan is like that, where it when you first start out, you kind of walk to this river area, and a lot of people hang out in the river area because like there's just everything is there. You don't really need to venture out. Everything is pretty much there, and people build these elaborate bases right by the river, and they never leave. They never go north, and me, I'm always like, because I know the game, I'm like, no, I'm building north. I'm not building here. But then I get north and I get eaten by a wolf, like, immediately.
right.
I can't, I'm not high enough level. I'm still weak. I got no armor.
Yeah,
so
now you know why they hang by the river.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that game is man. When it first came out, it didn't have a good launch. I'll just say that. It had some issues. But
yeah, I didn't play it at launch.
Yeah. I did. I played it at launch, and when it came to Xbox, I don't think it was in preview on PC. And then when it came to Xbox, I played it, and it had some major issues, mostly with like combat and bugs and stuff like that. But it. We're going to talk a little bit about this later because I thought about, I wasn't going to talk about this, but now I think with that, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and we're going to talk about a little bit of it later.
All right.
Just keep that in mind, how it was not so great and now it's like phenomenal. So,
yeah.
Cool. All right, Liam, the bearded one. What you got going on?
I didn't do much gaming this week. Real life stuff happens.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. Boo.
Yeah. Just came back from like a family wedding, so that was nice.
Nice.
And yeah, been up like down doctors and stuff like that in the week. So yeah, just haven't had time to game, and I'm sort of in a place right now. I don't feel like it. You have like that burnout days. It's like,
yes. We take a break, go outside.
Yeah, even though everything's coming out, I'm like, why now? I'm excited to play stuff. Like, I still haven't played much of Diablo expansion that came out. It's Black Ops 6 next week. I looked up on my PC and I completely forgot there was a promotion on my PC when I got it. So I got Star Wars Outlaws for free on PC.
Yeah. Okay. Have you played it?
I just like started it up to see if it was working.
Okay.
And I think I set it to Ultra and got like 80 FPS. I was like, good. I actually played it, but I think at this
great,
point,
man.
Like
That's great.
Doing
That's
like
awesome.
comparison tools. I don't know. It might tank when I go out or something, Like,
well, no, I will tell you that it does fine. It in the first area, the really small areas, it does good. And then when you get out in the open world, it still does great. Where it messes up is when it opens you into the larger city parts, and it probably like the NPC count and everything starts to.
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
tank it. I mean, mine did fine, but that's when you kind of start to see dips here and there.
But like when it comes to PC gaming, I'm still like learning of like what the heck settings are, because you had all the texture quality and all the different settings you can do on PC.
Yeah.
But now it's all the DLSS settings and FreeSync and HDR and all the others. It's like this whole extra menu. I'm like, I don't want to learn all that. So I have no idea what I'm actually turning on half the time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's also fun to play around with it and find
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
you know, like
Just
there's
see what
that one
happens.
setting that's like, whoa, what did I do? Now I'm like, you know, double my frame rate.
Yeah, and like next year in January, Spider-Man 2 is going to PC. So yay!
Yep.
Another thing to pick up.
Yeah.
Nice.
And never play because my backlog's so big. But
Oh man.
so
Yeah, tell me.
yeah, I'm hoping to get like more gaming in like next week. I really want to play Black Ops 6. I think that's the only thing on my mind right now. It's like when that game launches.
Tuesday, right? The
I think it's
22nd or 20? No, it's Friday, 26th.
It's Friday 25th.
25th. Yeah.
Although I don't know if they have like that New Zealand trick, you know, the 12-hour early settings.
On Call of Duty, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Because it's all at the same time.
Is it?
It's not a midnight. Yeah, it's all. I think it's all like at one time, right? I think so.
I don't know. I'll have to check, but
Yeah, I have to check.
I'm just excited to play that. at the
Yeah, I
moment,
can't do
really.
that
I
on
just
PC. They're like, if you pre-download this, yeah, we're gonna see it on torrent sites like the next day. So screw you. You're gonna have to wait till
yeah.
it hits. Then
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
download it. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got stuff on my Xbox, and I don't know what it's gonna be like on my PC, but I've got it downloaded on my Xbox and get it preloaded.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I can think about right now. So, like,
I
tunnel
think
vision
I'm gonna have
for
to
it.
play that on PC. I mean on Xbox, only because I don't have enough room on my PC
Yeah.
for whatever that's gonna be. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what? What annoys me the most about it right now is that stupid launcher they keep putting in, like the COD HQ. By itself, is 50 gigs. What's that holding?
yeah, I don't know. Now that you say that,
It's holding a virus.
It's
that's
holding
eating
virus
away at your
information.
computer.
Yeah.
keep talking. I'm gonna turn my AC off.
Liam? Would you say that like everybody knows I'm sort of like the survival guy?
what
Would
I
you
want
say
this
you're
song.
more of like a FPS guy? Like, is that's your style?
Yeah. I'm definitely more FPS. I like doing stuff in FPS as well. So when like COD comes out, I was playing the zombie modes. That's what got me into Call of Duty. I was playing the zombie
Right.
modes, and me and my friends were just like, do all nighters doing it. So I'm just excited to play like a new one again. So,
But there's also like fantasy games like you like to like when you said you played Diablo
yeah,
sometimes.
Action
Yeah.
RPGs. Yeah.
I think basically anything that probably like comes at you with hordes of stuff and I
Yeah.
get to kill them. I think that's pretty much me. So
Yeah.
Space Marines 2.
All right.
yeah, Gears, Space Marines 2,
Yeah.
Halo.
When the zombie apocalypse happens, I'll try to make it to the UK.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll meet at the Winchester.
yeah, definitely. Imagine if that happened, like, if a zombie apocalypse happened and the entire UK just goes to Winchester. Like, everyone has the same
We're
idea.
at capacity. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's another pub down the street.
Yeah.
And this is the one I wanted.
Right. If
What
I
have
ever
you
go to
been
the
playing,
UK,
Mr.
that's what I'm
McShooter?
looking for.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was going to ask you, did either one of you play the third-person Call of Duty mode in, was it Modern Warfare 3?
I seen it. I didn't. play it.
I've played some of it in third person.
I really liked it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, and there was a DMZ mode that was third person as well, and that actually was beneficial because your field of view, your awareness, your field of view is a little better because you can like be pointing here, but you can kind of see like a vast area that you wouldn't normally in first person. I guess unless you had like a super wide monitor or something, but I don't know. I dig the third person. I'm kind of hoping that they continue with that mode and at least have it as a choice. Halo Infinite had it recently as well.
Yeah, they are. Like, even Black Ops 6 will have a third person mode into
Okay.
it. So, yeah, I think that's that's something they probably do going forward now, I imagine.
Yeah.
Do you see the Halo crossover that never was on Modern Warfare 3?
I saw something about it, but I don't know what they were. Do you have details?
Apparently they just wanted a Master Chief collab in Modern Warfare 3, and it was cancelled.
What? They have canceled everything that has the name Halo on it. Have you noticed that? Like everything. Like there's the Battle Royale specs that came out, like what it is and what you were doing, and it sounds absolutely they make cancel. I think I know why. We'll talk about that later. But
I will say though, like if they're gonna do a collab, do it with Black Ops 6.
Yeah, put him in.
So,
put him in. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
put him in Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna put him in Call of Duty, I think that's a cool idea.
He's been in Fortnite. Yeah.
I think everything's been in Fortnite.
Yeah.
And they put fucking Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty.
Yeah,
like,
no
why?
shit. Oh my God.
So yeah, stick Chief in it, but I think it's sticking in Black Ops 6. And, with Game Pass, because obviously Day 1 Game Pass Ultimate. So, yeah, like, really combine it. Just do something cool.
Yeah.
I can understand it not being Modern Warfare 3 if it's just going to be ended after this year anyway. So, that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, they usually are. Here's the old one. Stop playing it. Go buy a new one.
Yeah, but like Modern Warfare 2 went to Modern Warfare 3 and carried over. It's not like Modern Warfare 3 will carry over to Black Ops 6. It's starting again.
Well, I think they were able to do that because of the time frame, like the time placement of being newer. You could add the old stuff into the newer one, but you can't add the newer stuff into an old one.
Yeah, but
right.
But like your stuff just still carried over. It's not going to happen with Black Ops 6. Maybe that's how things are going to go with COD now. Like every 2 years, you'll have 2 titles that carry stuff over. Yeah. And then start again, maybe? I don't know. Because next year is supposed to be a Black Ops as well, so who knows?
I just wish they would. I don't know. I wish they would stick with one and just kind of go with that. But I get that that's not how they make their billions of dollars every year. So and it keeps it fresh. So
yeah.
But cool. All right. Well, I have been playing a super cheap game. I mentioned it, I think, last week. But I have a demo of it. It's called Monomyth, and I was playing the demo, and I kept getting stuck on a couple of things, and I went to YouTube to see, as we all do, somebody else play it. That's probably more intelligent than I am. And what I'm playing in the demo is not the beginning of the game. It's I don't know where it is. So
it's just a random slice of the game.
Exactly.
You're in, So
I'm like, I'm not seeing any of this stuff. So I went ahead and bought it. Because I was gonna if I finish the demo and I like it, I'm gonna buy it. But I went ahead and got it. This game is fan-fucking-tastic. If you love Skyrim or Oblivion, but if you're the type that's like, oh, look at this beautiful vista with these no, fuck that. Where's a hole in the ground? I'm going in that. This is the game for you. You start off in a cell, obviously. You break out of the cell, and then you're in a dungeon, and you just basically find your way out. Eventually, there is a town I think you go to. But the majority of it is just dungeon crawling. And you find...
It's VR.
No, it's not VR. But it has some... It reminds me of VR because in certain aspects, it's like I'm passed by a forge and an anvil. And I'm like, okay, well, that's just placement art. Whatever. It's just ambiance.
Yeah.
And then in the next room, I found a hammer. Well, when you pick up the hammer, it says you can repair your items. And I'm like, well, how do I use a hammer? So I go back to the forge, and what you do is you lay your weapon in the forge and let it get hot, and then you take it out and you lay it on the anvil, and then you take your hammer and ching, 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 until it makes a sound, and then it's like you've improved your weapon, or you've repaired it and improved it. Anything that you find. Food-wise, you can cook. You just take it and plop it on some, either near a fire or on a grill or whatever, and cook it, and you get buffs. You find stuff, loot and things here. The combat still it's kind of like Oblivion, first-person melee combat. It's fine. But man, it's just like you go into areas and it's dark as shit. You can't see anything, and you're kind of just like looking for little rays of light around corner to find your way through. And then later you get a torch, and you go back in that room, and it's like, holy shit, look at all this stuff that you can't see because it's so dark. And then, of course, your torch will burn out eventually, so you kind of have to use that sparingly. There's all these like little mechanics to it that make dungeon crawling good. There's a couple of games that have come out recently, like Dark and Darker, which is basically that, but it's a PvE experience. So you get your loot, and you have to, beat off enemies and other people in the game.
You beat off other people.
Well, I mean, for the right amount of money. But it's. You have to get through that, and of course, if you die, you lose all your stuff. But this is not like this is just single player, so it's like that, but it's single player. So yeah. So I'm having a blast with that. That is really, other than some.
That's cool.
Space Marines 2 dropped a new patch. They've got a new operations, which is it's like this giant Tyranid freaking building size,
planet size.
Yeah. It's a load of fun. So I've been playing that.
Nice.
So yeah.
I gotta get back on that.
You do.
Yeah, I do as well.
They just released a 4K texture pack.
Yeah.
Like holy shit! Like it can look better? Question mark.
Yeah.
Like holy. I guess if you got, if you've got a GPU that's probably got 12 gig of memory or maybe 16 or something, you can probably do that. I got 8. I'm not even touching.
But you're gonna need a good monitor too.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I'm just like looking at the game and looking at the textures of like the characters and stuff, and I'm like, that's how. Like what? I'm afraid to download it.
Yeah.
It might just look real. I don't know. They did a really good job with that game as far as the visuals.
I think it adds like another. I think it adds like another 70 gig or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like I think it's 80. I think it's 80 gig patch. Screw it, man. Uninstall something. Other than that, I've been trying to get some audio equipment fixed, and ended up just being replacements. So I've got something coming in today that hopefully I can, go back to changing my voice and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. So
nice.
So here's the question, okay, and this comes up from time to time. When a game comes out, right? So a game releases and it gets a review. All the media reviews it. All the the YouTubers, like everybody reviews it. They give it a score. But that game is somewhat of a live service, and say 4 years later, the game is just absolutely amazing. No Man's Sky comes to into my mind. The like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is another one that's so. Also, a lot of games that come out don't work. I've downloaded brand new games that came out and it didn't start.
Yeah.
So where at this point in how games are made and how they come out, and are reviews really even relevant anymore? What do you guys think?
I mean,
a number. I mean, I'm like a legitimate like this is a 6 or this is a 8. I mean, how is that really?
I mean that's the thing, because there's a lot of like games with like No Man's Sky or Sea of Thieves. They always do like the initial review, and then like 2 years later they're like, "Hey, it's 2023 review. What's changed?"
Do they do that?
So, there's a lot of videos that do.
Yeah,
I think
but
like, IGN does it. But who's watching at that point? Like who's looking at the review for it?
I've seen people on YouTube. They'll title their video like DayZ in 2024.
Yeah.
They'll type in a year and they'll say, what is it like this year? I definitely think that there should be reviews. I mean, if the game is shit now, it's shit now. That's
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be good later, I mean, a review on it is helpful. Now, with that said, a lot of times I will watch the review and I will listen to what this guy says, and if he says something like, I don't know, the combat is a little janky or some stupid shit like that, and I'll be watching it and I'll be like, it looks fucking fine. Like, you're just nitpicking at this point. Oh, I didn't like the color of it. You couldn't change the color of his armor, and I'm just kind of like, this is all nonsense to me. Like, this makes no bit of difference to me. Like, I've seen reviews like that. Like, that is, and it happens a lot. It's a lot of nitpicking for no reason. I think there should be re-reviews. I think there should be like a re-review of the game. I mean, you look online now, and everybody says No Man's Sky is a great game now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of shitty that a game can come out, and I can understand people's frustrations when a game comes out and it's crap. You know what I mean? Or it's crap because it's not finished. I'll say that. But I think what holds ground is if the concept of the game seems worth continuing to work at. For example, Ark comes to mind. Like, dinosaurs trying to survive in a dinosaur land. Like, that's a good concept for a game.
Yeah.
And if Ark, I mean, I wasn't there when Ark first came out, but like, I think it wasn't what it is now. So
No.
yeah.
Me
So I mean, like, that's worth saving. And now, if people can play this shit enough so that it can get some steam going, and continue to live update it, great. But some games die. Some games don't have, enough juice in the beginning to sustain it. So that's just my.
Yeah, I think that it's. I mean, for me personally, I don't really look at reviews on games anymore. I don't think.
Not even to watch, like just to watch.
No, I'll go to Twitch, or I'll go to somewhere and watch somebody play the game. Like, hey, I'm clicking on the game, I'm going into it. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
This is your first experience with it. I think, to me, I can gauge, whether I want to watch that or not. I mean, if I want to, play that or not, just by watching that. But also, and I'm going to use IGN as an example because that's most, widely known.
Yeah.
They will get people that there's several people there. One is an editor-in-chief. I think his name's Dan Stapleton. In his bio, he says he hates Xbox. So this is someone that works and writes for a gaming journalist. So obviously, just touting his bias.
Right.
He will review games that are also on Xbox. I don't. So obviously, he's going to give a skewed kind of point of view to a game. So also, if you get somebody that's like, "Hey, you're new here, just review this game." It's I don't know, like a game that's got a 6 on the end or a 7 without playing any of the previous ones or knowing anything about the game, and they go in and they review it based on like, well, I don't know who these people are, and I don't know, this is not clear on, So I think that reviews are difficult on both sides. I think for journalists, it's difficult for them to do that, to review something and have all of the previous context to it, without playing. Especially if you got like Japanese RPGs or something that has like this, just vast lore from years from back in the 80s. But also, games change, and sometimes very rapidly. Cyberpunk 2077 is a good example. When that game came out, it got just amazing reviews, but for most people, the game didn't work. It did not work. You could not play the game. Either it was a performance bug, or it was a quest bug, or it was something that you couldn't play the game. I think that should be. I wouldn't review a game that way. I don't think people should review. I think if it's like, hey, you give us this to review and it doesn't work, here, take it back. When it works, give it back to us and we'll review it. That doesn't
Right.
happen. That has to do with marketing and, when they pay, when you got IGN and Cyberpunk 2077s and all the borders and all the way around it, and so they paid all this money for this marketing, you're going to see a review of it. It's probably going to be, 7 or above. But games change over time, and I don't know. I don't have a solution for it, but I don't think reviews really mean anything anymore. If you get a one-off, God of War or Last of Us or something like that, okay, I get it. That game is not going to evolve. It's not going to get better. They're not going to add anything to it. They're going to, put some patches in it and move on. But
Yeah.
It's hard for a game to come out and say get a 5.9, but then 3 years later it's like one of the best games on the market. So I don't know what the solution is there. I think that it's just reviews for games in general have become just a moot point. I don't think they're relevant anymore.
Well, I will say this though. I mean, and this I feel like this gets kind of lost in the newer generation. I'll see like comments from people, and it's that back in the day, I'm aging myself right now. I did, it was my birthday, so we didn't really have a whole lot to go off of when you were about to buy a game.
No.
Like we would see a game, and if we didn't see it in a magazine, and a review in the magazine or a picture of it or something, we were going off the box.
Right.
Like we would see the box and we'd be like, this
you get
looks
like
cool.
3 screenshots. You get a description.
Yeah, like on the back, you would look on the back and be like 3 or 4 screenshots.
You'd be like this is a cool cover art. I like it.
Right.
Let's try it.
And
that's it.
And the beauty of it is that like we can watch literal video of the game before it even comes out. And I'll give you this. I mean, that video could be tailored in so many ways. They're showing you Cyberpunk video. Look how cool it looks, and they're not showing you the glitches. I get that, 100%.
Right.
But it's still better than what it used to be, and I kind of feel like there's a lot of, maybe newer gamers who are just like, this is bullshit, and they'll complain about it. And it's like, listen, you're already getting more than what we used to get. We used to not get anything, and I mean. Aside from the glitches, I can tell if I'm probably gonna like this game or not. I can tell if this game is like sort of up my alley. I haven't had the controller in my hand. I can't really tell that way, but I think I can judge for myself. Like, okay, this looks definitely something like I could play it. You know what I mean? So, and that's what these showcases are for. When Xbox does a showcase, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to drum up some buzz. Nobody's played any of these games yet, but they want you to get excited about it because you, as a gamer, can tell like, this looks pretty cool. I mean, unless it's all cinematics, which a lot of these showcases are. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of cinematics. You don't really see
context,
the game.
Right.
Yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. Alan Wake. Looks great.
Yeah.
I would never play that game. I just would not.
I still want my money back. Yeah. It is so boring. That game is so boring.
Yeah.
Do you remember EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly?
Yes.
They would have, when they did a review, they had 3 people do the review. So every review had 3 scores. And I always thought this was brilliant. Because
I think I remember this.
You would have 3 people, and if there was, I don't remember who it was, but there was like one guy that seemed to like if he scored it high, I liked it. So out of the 3, you would find somebody that like kind of fits, what you like about games and what kind of games you like. And this is why they used to get preview copies because it takes a month to put a magazine out. It takes 12 hours to get something on a website, or much quicker. It takes less time to make a video about it, but you've got they give you the game, you review it in time to get it in so that the magazine comes out right before the game does. Probably really hard to do, but that's what you used to get. You used to have to go to the store, get a magazine, open it up, look at the score, and then put the magazine back, and then just go get whatever you're going. Or buy the magazine, okay, but it's it just I feel like we don't get when people start to look at Metacritic as far as like how well a game is and how good it is, I don't think it holds as much relevance as it did even 10 years ago.
I mean, I can't stand Metacritic. If I have like a game I want to play, I look at reviews, like overall reviews, like not just one, but just see what the picture is, see
Right.
what people think about it. You kind of have to gauge it. The problem I have with live service games, because you said like, you know, games can launch terrible and become amazing. That's just the few that do that though, that actually become really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to sort of justify a game being crap at launch, because they were like, oh, it'll be better later, it'll be better later. But I want it now. I want it better now.
Yeah.
You want it better when you paid for it.
Yeah.
Right.
I paid for this. It should work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, but not like, oh, but it'll be good in 5 years when it leaves preview.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Wait for
But-
me to
but
put
you-
one patch. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you buy a game in early access, fine. But some games launch
Yeah.
full price and they still feel like early access. And like, what is this?
Some early
Yeah.
access games launch better than full-fledged games.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's very hard. It's very hard to figure out like what should like count as a review, really.
right.
And if it is terrible at launch, say it. Not, oh, it could be great and its concept's great. No, if it doesn't work at launch, say it.
Yeah.
I mean, getting a game studio to admit when something doesn't work is like,
Yeah,
like
I know
finding
game
a-
studio doesn't want to say that, but yeah.
Well, getting
But
game
but-
journalists to admit it as well is kind
Yeah.
of difficult.
Well, I mean,
you know.
you were bringing up a good point before, and I definitely think that it, you know, when you know the bias of the reviewer, you know, there are times when when for example, I'm watching. They're reviewing a new Sims pack, let's just say, right? And the person reviewing it is somebody that like maybe it's a girl and she likes to decorate and she likes to play Sims and she's played Sims in the past and she's reviewing it based off of, you know, she likes it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I definitely think that it's sort of like people think like, oh, I need to get a very balanced person to review this game. And it's like, no, what you need to get is somebody that loves this kind of genre to
That
review
plays
this game.
those kind of games, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I love survival games, I should be reviewing survival games because I'm going to critique this game based off of all the other previous survival games I've played, and I'm going to say, listen, if this game doesn't have this, it's not survivable. And I
Right.
and I think
Yeah.
you don't, you know, if I can't make a fire, if I can't make the basic fire, what am I playing this shit for? And then, you know, that's going to score on my review, but I'm using all my previous knowledge. If you get somebody to review a game and they like FPS and they're playing Conan and it's like, you know what I mean? It's going to be be a
Yeah.
bad score,
Right.
you know?
I mean,
Right.
there's a bit of give and take there as well, because you can over criticize or overdo it if you really love
Right.
the genre.
No, that
But
happens, yeah.
at the same time, it's like you don't want somebody completely clueless about the game. Like you should
Right.
have
Right.
knowledge of the game.
Exactly, because
should
especially
have
if
some
it's a
knowledge of it.
sequel with many of them.
Yeah,
You know,
but-
Space Marines 2, IGN gave it like a 6.1 or 6. They gave it a 6 or something like
So
that.
was it?
Yeah, they gave it a 6 out of 10. They also gave Gollum a 6 out of 10.
They gave Concord a 7.
They gave Concord a 7. So, see, this is this is the problem, man. This is the problem. So,
Fucking golems.
I know. I know the game was barely a game, and it's like it's on par with Space Marines 2. So that's where they're coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah. I feel like reviews as well don't really go below 6. I've never seen like a review these days when it comes to like main media.
A 1?
Obviously, people can tear into it. But
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
IGN, I don't think they ever go below 6 or 5. I've never seen it. I've never seen just them go, oh, this is terrible, a 2. Every other review from them is a 7. 7, 7,
Well-
7, 7, 7.
I watched a video with Alana Pierce, and if you don't know who that is, she used to work for IGN. Now she is a supposedly a developer at Santa Monica Studios and a full-time YouTuber.
I think she's a writer for Santa Monica.
Well,
Yeah,
in her bio, I
yeah.
think it says dev, but that's loosely now. That means
Yeah.
the person
Yeah.
that keeps the refrigerator full in the break room. But so she was trying to give a reason why most of the reviews on IGN were 7s, and she didn't do a very good job. She didn't really explain anything worth a shit, but she kind of was saying that all of the games on Steam that are like nobody plays, that are just like kind of like filler and just things that like one person made and blah blah blah, those populate the 1 through 6 as far as like review scores. So you can't take a AAA game and put it below that, because that's not where it belongs. And
Yeah, that
I'm
does make
I'm
sense.
paraphrasing.
Yes,
because
you
she
can.
said a lot of.
Yes,
lot
you
of-
can.
Yes, you can. Yes,
You
can. Yes,
absolutely
you
can, and some people
If a
do.
game is terrible, it's terrible. I don't care who
Yeah.
did it.
But see, that's the point, though. That's the mentality
Yeah.
that comes from like places like IGN.
Yeah.
That's why everything's like a 7 or 8, because if Ubisoft
What?
puts out a game, you can't give it a 4 because it will directly affect the sales of that game.
Yeah.
And it being a AAA
or-
game is
or
better
say
than
anything-
anything on Steam.
Or say anything bad about Sony's games. You can't say anything.
No, not at all. And that's, people have looked into that before, and that's a thing, man. That is a thing. Like some of these games get reviewed extremely high, and are
Yeah.
missing. They're launched with like missing things and bugs
Yeah.
and this and that parallel to other games on other platforms that have the same issues, but yet they get called out and they get lower scores.
I think because of the media, the journalism, they want to be in a publisher's good books. I mean, look,
Absolutely.
we scored high, and
Well,
they don't
you-
want to
you
be
want-
blacklisted or anything. It's like, oh no,
You
no,
want
we
to
like
get
it.
and Sony, if you're negative about Sony, they will not give you a preview copy. I mean, they just
exactly.
won't. They'll just
See?
stop doing it.
Yeah.
There's been YouTubers that are like, I didn't like Horizon Zero Dawn, so the next one came out and they wouldn't give me a copy of the. Maybe because you said it was boring.
Yeah.
There's something fundamentally wrong with that. That's borderline illegal. You can't pay somebody to get a better score, but you can not give them anything if they gave you a
Bad score.
right? It's like, isn't that the same thing? That's not really
Yeah.
fair. You want people to criticize your games so that you get better at it. These studios now just don't listen to, what do they call it? Toxic positivity.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's great, release it, it's great.
I think there's also a bit of a failure in understanding like what actually goes into making a 10, like 1 through 10 rating. Like whenever you see like IGN's top 10 picks,
Yeah.
you're oftentimes you're like, why isn't this game in that top 10? Like why did you
Yeah.
omit this game?
Why
You know what I
is
mean?
Wukong not on the Game of the Year list?
Right. But you know what? I feel like it's when you get to that number of like 1 to 10.
Yeah.
They do a piss poor job of like listen, 1 to 3 is fucking trash. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the fucking trash can. Okay, you can
That's
put games.
Skull and Bones territory.
Right.
Yeah.
That's trash. I mean, look, AAA games should go in there.
Yeah.
Mom and
Yeah.
pop shop video games should go in there. Whatever. And then look, 3 to 6, okay, should be fairly decent. Okay, when you get to 7, it should be all around good game. Anything past 7, it should be very difficult for a game to start getting high. It's like a harder climb from 7.
Exactly.
it
You
should
get
be a
an
much
8
harder-
or a 9, it should be
Like-
phenomenal.
Not
Yeah.
just phenomenal, but like if it gets 9, 10 status, I mean, we're talking like I'm at work and I'm thinking about this game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Conan does that for me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But like there's games that look amazing. Like, okay, perfect example, Red Dead Redemption, one of the best games of all time, right?
Right.
But I'm not at home thinking about Red Dead Redemption. I'm not at work thinking about Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
You know, so some people are. Some people like can't wait to get on that game, but like I feel like from 9 to 10, that's the real climb. You know, that's the real fucking climb. And I feel like there's this like willy-nilly-esque sort of just put it at a 9, just put it at a 10, just throw it in. Oh yeah, this game's a 10, and it's like, what makes it a 10? What makes it a 10?
Yeah,
like,
I would say it would have to be like 0 bugs. Just the best game. But again, you also have to consider that it's it's subjective. It is subjective. There's no game that is objectively a 10. When I was a kid, right, I like to watch the Academy Awards because I'm always a movie buff, and I would get so mad, and I would be like, "Wait a minute, you're telling me that Return of the Jedi did not win Best Picture of the Year? Like, what universe is that? Did they not go see that movie? I mean, as my younger self, Big Trouble in Little China did not win Best Special Effects. Are you? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes into that into games. A lot of the games that I see are rated like 9s and 10s now. They are boring. They're the same shit over and over and over again.
There's politics involved.
It is. Reviewing a game has become really, really different. Probably because of, just the regular social media and how money is changed. You've got to get people to advertise on your website and all this kind of stuff. So I really just don't think that. I don't think reviews are relevant in this day and age, especially with games that are going to change and evolve at all. Like what I would give a score of, say, Space Marines as opposed to, I guess, IGN, there's obviously a gap there.
Yeah.
So
what would you score it though? Come on.
Oh, it's a solid 8. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, it's an 8 sliding up. They keep making it a little better.
Yeah.
So 2 years from now, it might be a 9. Might be a 6. I don't know. See that, but that's the point. Helldivers 2 is a good example. That game came out and it's like, holy shit, this game is banging, man. This is amazing.
Yes.
And then the CEO stepped down. They got a new one, and then they started nerfing the shit out of everything. And it's like, what the hell? Now it's going back up again. So how do you rate something like that? It just I don't think you can.
It is difficult like that, but I think also the way the ratings are done is, as you said, like all these like media journalists just give out 9s and 10s or whatever to something like. I mean, everything is still subjective, obviously, but it's sort of made the culture of anything lower than an 8 is terrible.
Right.
If it's not a 9, it's trash.
Right.
A 5 when you were in school, a 5+ is a pass.
Right.
Okay, you get past 50%, it's a pass. I think that should be the borderline.
Yeah.
But now, if it's a 6 or a 7, but it's not a Sony 9 or 10. Like, I don't know.
But you know what I would the games that I would probably put at like 5 or 6, are sometimes they're like party games. Like I got a whole bunch of people over.
Yeah,
and we're playing Jackbox, let's say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not at work thinking about Jackbox. But if friends are over, I might play that, and I'm like, this is a fun game for friends. It doesn't sit in the same category as like
no.
As the big studio games.
Yeah, it's not a game that you play constantly, but when you're with friends, it's great.
Right.
But I wouldn't put Jackbox at like an 8 or a 9 or a 10 because like it's just not that kind of game. You know what I mean? But like it's fun. Like you can have if you can have a good solid hour or two of fun, put it at a 5. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I've played games that I played a game. It's also like perspective, I think, or timing maybe. I remember playing. You guys probably don't even remember this game, but it came on the original Xbox. It was Star Wars Obi-Wan.
It sounds familiar.
And it was an interesting concept. You moved your character with the left stick, right? The right stick was your lightsaber. So you moved it like it was a really kind of cool. So like you didn't just hit a button and he did this. You actually had to move it, and you can move it a little bit, you can move it a lot, you can move these. When I bought that game, I was like, I wasted $50 on this. I want to throw it out the window. I thought it was just complete garbage. And I didn't touch it for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then my my wife and kids went to something on a Saturday, and I like had the whole house to myself. I'm like, I'm going to try this again. And so I put it in, and I started playing it, and it just clicked.
Yeah.
And man, I played that whole game. I mean, it was just like, and that game is reviewed very low. But again, if you're, in kind of just a shitty mood and you're not really all there and you sit down to play a game, I mean, we all know it's just like you're not enjoying that game like you would unless you were focused on the game and really want to try it and get into it. Again, that's got to play into reviewing a game.
Sure.
It's like, I want to review the next Call of Duty. No, you're reviewing My Little Pony 5. Like that sometimes happens, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and you're like, okay, I'll go review this My Little Pony 5. But I just think that it's, I don't know. I wanted to bring that up because I think it's a good discussion.
No, it's a great topic.
Because the things, media and everything has changed over the last 10 years in gaming, really, and maybe that does too. I don't really have a.
I think media and gamers also on two different sides a lot of the time.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I think
it's pretty much like film critics and the audience. We're both subjective.
Well,
one's looking for one thing, the gamers are looking for another, and film people are looking for another. Sometimes we're on the right page. Like, example, IGN gave Alien Isolation a 5.
Right.
But everybody loves that game.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's getting a sequel now.
Well, there was an IGN journalist. I don't remember their name, but they admitted that like when they got out of college, they were looking at all of these jobs for journalism. And it wasn't gaming journalism; it was just journalism. Like there was a cooking magazine, there was and one came up for IGN, and they got the job. So this person that is not somebody that is passionate about gaming is now writing for IGN. How does that? Yeah. How do you convey that? And it's not like if I feel like you have to be passionate about what you're doing. It used to be. Like when you got a gaming magazine, those people played games, man. I mean, those people were like, I want to work here. And a lot of them like submit, and I used to do this back in the day. I would submit articles to all of these magazines as freelance. I only got one published, but
that's one more than me.
Yeah, it was about Halo 2.
Oh, nice.
But it's you gotta understand that when it says IGN, it's not IGN giving you that information. It's Carl.
Somebody random that.
Right, Carl who really loves segways and would really rather be writing about segways and how cool they are and how stupid you look writing them than writing about magazine or about gaming. So. It just depends. There was a guy that wrote for Xbox Magazine, and I saw his name. My wife was reading an article in Cosmopolitan, and I looked over, and I just happened to see I can't remember his name. I think it was Rob something. But anyway, I was like, I wonder if that's the same. And then later I looked it up. I'm like, dude, this dude writes for everybody. And then I was just like, how can you listen to this guy's writing for Cosmopolitan and Xbox Magazine? So it's just kind of weird. But anyway, let's move on to something else. But yeah, that's a good discussion. I think that's something that we might want to keep in mind, in the back of our heads when we get these reviews and stuff, and not get so irritated at them when they don't really matter.
I think that's probably why people like YouTubes instead. just like watch the game,
Yeah.
watch reviews.
Well, even that. Okay, so now you brought that up. You let me open this back up. Star Wars Outlaws. They took a bunch of YouTubers. They took them to Disney World. Took them out to
Right,
dinner.
remember, yeah.
Bought them drinks. You
Yeah.
get to meet the cast. You're on the Millennium Falcon, man. Yeah. Now let's go play the game. Right.
and everyone was positive. Yeah, I like that.
Every one of
Yeah.
those guys were like, "This is the best Star Wars game ever. It's the best experience I've ever had." They were super excited about it, and then all the other ones that didn't get invited were like, "You guys are full of shit." It's obvious, like you're pointing this out.
Yeah.
So then there's that,
Yeah.
I just imagine like a hot Jedi girl, and she's like, "You're gonna write a good review, right?"
Right.
You're gonna write
I
a
bet
review.
I bet your lightsaber's huge.
Right.
You're gonna write a great review, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
amazing,
yeah.
no?
Definitely 9 out
I got some lightsaber polish for you. Take care of that with that, Oh, they probably didn't have to do that. They probably were just like, just way less than.
You never know.
You never know, though.
The freaking Ewok is grinding on somebody.
Right.
You're gonna write a
Yeah,
good
like
review,
a
right?
Wookiee. Right. A couple more drinks and I'm going home with you. I don't mind. I'm hairy. Anyway. So, moving on. We did get an Xbox showcase, and I've been viewing it, as we're talking. So I don't think we have to go into like each and every single one of these, but was there one that I will bring this up. Let me see if I can bring
all the games. The list of games.
Yeah, I'll bring this thing up. Come on, here we go. Go live. All right. So this is the list of the stuff we got. We got Subnautica 2. That is a survival game. I mean, are you, David?
I am fucking pumped for this fucking game.
Are you? Okay.
You have no idea.
Okay.
I am like so excited. I think Subnautica is one of the great survival games. One of the best. And
Really? Yeah.
Absolutely. I played this game, and I was fucking hooked on this game. And it's very different than any other survival game in that it has a horror element to it because you're stuck in the water. There's no running away from shit.
It's like
you're literally
Jaws.
swimming away. Yeah, you're swimming away from shit. It's a well-built game. I had no problems with any glitches when I played it. The only thing it did not have was co-op. I kept saying it. This game needs fucking co-op. And I think
And now it does.
they're bringing it.
Yeah.
Co-op. And I really hope, though, my only hope is this game has as much content as the first one, if not more. Because the first one, they came out with the first one. It had a decent amount of content. Second one didn't have that much content.
Yeah.
I still played it. I still enjoyed myself. I thought there was a lot of upgrades in that second one, but now they're coming out with Subnautica 2, and I can't tell you how pumped I am for this one. It's really, really great.
Cool.
So that's my review.
Did that say it was out now?
No, it's going to be early access
2025.
next year. They still don't have a date, though. I mean, 2025 could be freaking,
Yeah.
November. It could be November of next year, but...
Also, as well, because it's in early access, they actually said that don't expect the actual full game to be out anytime soon. They actually think there's going to be early access for like 2 to 3 years.
Well,
Yeah.
that can happen. Yeah. So, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I played I played Baldur's Gate 3 a year before it came out, and it was kind of fun to see. It's like, I walk into this one room and it's not made yet. It doesn't render yet. Okay. It's like, of course, it's a bug, but it just kind of looks like it's like under construction.
Hey, you forgot to animate this.
Right. It's like, let's go over to this dungeon. Well, it says it's not available until September. But anyway, so So we have the FBC Firebreak. This I really wish it quit doing that. Discord just sucks in every way.
Right.
So this is part of the Control / Alan Wake universe from Remedy.
Yes.
And it is a first person something. I mean, it's a 3-player co-op game.
It looks like Warhammer 40K.
In the Control universe, yeah.
No, it looks like it plays like that. You know, like what is it, Inquisition? Warhammer Inquisition?
Oh,
first person.
You're talking about Dark Tide.
Dark Tide. That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
yeah.
It looks like it plays just like Dark Tide.
Yeah.
You know, Dark Tide had what, 4 people in a team, and you would go in and you
4.
would just like, 4. This one has 3.
Yeah.
You'd go in and it's you have melee weapons, you have guns.
Yeah, I think
so
you're right.
it-
I think that's
in that respect, it looks just like Inquisition. So because of that, I probably won't play
Dark
it.
Tide.
I mean, I'm just gonna play fucking Dark Tide. Like, what am I gonna play this one for? It looks weird as fuck. But then again, it's in the Control universe, that game Control, right?
Right.
Which I've played, which I thought was cool.
I
But
did
I don't
like that
really-
game. Yeah.
But I don't need. But see, that one wasn't first person shooter, right?
Right. It
Right.
was
So
a
I
third
mean,
person.
do I need a first person shooter version that plays like Dark Tide in the Control universe? Like, is that even necessary? You know what I mean? Like, so that's for me. That's why I saw that and I was just kind of like,
If it's this goes under my if it's free to play, I'll check it out.
Yes.
I mean,
But I don't
it's
think
free
it
to
is.
play on.
If it's on Game Pass, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. It just showed Game
All right.
Pass at the end of the
Yeah.
Oh, did
trailer,
it?
so,
Okay.
I'll
yeah.
give it a try.
Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza. That looks crazy as fuck. Holy shit. I mean, that thing just
Yeah.
it's go watch the trailer. It's holy
Yeah,
shit.
I've seen it.
I mean,
That thumbnail
Holy
just
cow.
belongs
I mean,
to Sea of
and-
Thieves, though, I'm just saying.
it's just funny. It's like there's pirates are shooting, and then he gets a phone call or whatever on his cell phone. It's oh my god, it's just freaking nuts. Okay,
Yeah.
Phasmophobia. This has been on PC for a while. Console release. It should be good because I think
Oh, okay.
they are no longer in early access. Playing with friends. This game could be extremely frightening.
No thanks,
But
man, sorry.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
hard to
good.
play by yourself, and the people that I played with several times, I think we were all kind of like, I don't know what to do. I got a flashlight. What do we do? And we
Yeah.
just kind of stood around. Wasn't the best experience, but I think
Yeah.
if you get in people that like know what to do, it's creepy and fun. Mouse PI.
I think it looks. I think it looks cool. I mean, again, if it comes on Game Pass, I'll probably pay it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd buy it.
I don't
but
think it is, but yeah, just something. This is not the game I need. I think.
There was I'm trying to see where the Game Pass games were, because there were a lot of Game Pass games at the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the game that I want to play. Chronos: The New Dawn. Let me click on it and then go back to this. Yeah. Chronos. But again, it's a cinematic trailer of what?
Yes.
What is
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Is it a chess game? Is it?
It looks. It looks
it's-
like Dead Space.
It
a little
kind of
bit.
looks, yeah, and that's what I like about it because it looks like.
But then I was like-
you're a Big Daddy from BioShock, but then you're going.
But then that's exactly. I was like, is this BioShock? Like, what is this shit?
Right.
Is this? But it looks a little bit like Dead Space. But I mean, like, what? I was a little confused by it.
And this lady in here looks. She knows something, man. She knows something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Bloober Team, I'm a fan of Bloober Team. They're kind of hit and miss on some things. Like I played the Medium, and there was some things in there that were like. That was about an obvious PETA person. Can't say that on YouTube anymore.
Sounds familiar to me.
And they kind of like were, you should feel sorry for this person or something. I'm like, I don't know if that's it. It was kind of like interpreted in a weird way. That's just writing. The game, I thought it was ingenious. I just didn't think it played out very well. Layers of Fear, I loved that game. That game was fantastic. So for me, it's hit and miss. They also did the Blair Witch Project, which was really cool. So it's kind of like a lot of studio. I think you have like two teams there, maybe. Like one team's working on this game and one team's working on this game. Kind of like Arcane or whatever. Well, when they had two studios. This looks like the Layers of Fear Blair Witch team, hopefully.
Okay.
So anyway, so that's what I'm kind of excited about. I hope this is their up one.
Nice.
They seem to have done a good job with Silent Hill 2, which I haven't played yet. I don't know if I will. See, she knows something. She's like, yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there either.
No.
Kronos, the new dawn.
Animal Well. This is this looks like a kind of a cool game. Not something that I would probably play, but
is that the one with Donkey talking over it?
It is. It's his. He's now
publishing
games.
Yeah, he publishes games.
Yeah. So, and so far everything he's put out is. I think this is his third game, or no, maybe this is his second game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
good for him.
Good for him. It's good stuff.
Like
and
him.
these are this is small games, it's small developers, and that's what we like.
Yeah.
This one is weird. Blind Fire. It's odd they don't have a trailer here.
It looks like Super Hot.
It does. It kind of looks like Super Hot, but I thought it was a VR title at first because
the
guy's
me too.
like shooting like this, like I do when I freak the fuck out, and but you can. It's on PC and Game Pass, or not Game Pass, but Xbox right now. I think it's like $8 or something. Yeah. Alan Wake 2, the Lake House.
Skip.
And that was pretty much
No
it.
interessante.
That was not everything.
No, there's a one where there's a third person kid game where you're a child, you're a kid, and it looks very Disney-esque.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
I'm gonna have to go to.
And I know I got the Game Pass games up as well, like Subnautica, FBC Firebreak, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Eternal Strands, and Wheel World.
Yeah. So
a few Game Pass games there as well.
We'll have to go to IGN again and look at the stuff. The Wu Chang. That looks really good.
It does look good.
Yeah, that's another Chinese game. The graphics look amazing. The fighting looks really good. But it's got that Dark Souls kind of, if you're not good at that shit, like you die in like 2 seconds. Yeah. And I like to watch those games. I'm like,
I like to watch them. They're cool looking, and kudos to people who can play them.
Right.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, with age comes, I don't have that coordination down, and I just can't do it. So
I'm not either, but I want to learn to play some of these games.
I wish I could play those games. I really do.
I don't have patience enough to. When I play a game, I like to move like through the game instead of like just. The one thing about Dark Souls is this is what I don't like, and I won't spend any time with this, but beating a boss is only rewarding until you realize that you just beat a boss to beat a even harder fucking boss. So to me, that's like being at work and them going, "Oh, did you finish all that? Yeah, all right. Here's some more."
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah.
Just not my. I do play them. I do enjoy that. Elden Ring, I play. I do enjoy that from time to time, but I do play it in the sense of knowing that I'm probably going to quit at any time. Let's see. Where was the? Let's see. We always saw this. Legend of Babu. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. This one. We're probably gonna see an ad. God dang, IGN! You just got to put an ad on everything. Luckily, it's Batman VR. Check it out.
Yes.
This comes out this week. This is what comes out on Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah. waiting for reviews, not pre-ordering it because
I also saw that so again I want sort of came out early access or something. Life is Strange. They had like a pre-order.
Don't Nod.
Yeah, they just released 2 episodes for early access. It's like, I hope I don't get spoiled because I want the game when it actually fully comes out.
Yeah. Did Don't Nod do that game? Because it seems like another. I think they're producing it or something, and another studio did it.
I think they did it. No, I think they did that one. Although I think they got some other studio issues.
There's the N0. Yeah, that's the. And then Eternal Strands. Okay, let me bring this one up.
Damn it, again.
Batman.
Yeah. Really selling that Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Batman. Please
I
forget about
have
Suicide Squad. Look at Batman.
I have a fear of heights, and I've seen some of the gameplay where you like grapple like the top of a, just like in Arkham.
Yeah.
I don't know how well.
I wonder how that will make you feel like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will definitely have to get used to it.
Grapple and then you accidentally punch somebody who's trying to show you the baby. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't see you there.
What?
Was that it?
God, their video on their website. Anyway, yeah, that game looked okay. Oh no, this is it. Okay. That's weird.
Yeah.
I just went to it.
I
didn't do that.
Is it me? It looks like Zelda-ish.
It does.
Now is this single player?
I believe so.
It looks single player.
I think it's just a single player. It is coming to Game Pass next year. But this looks interesting. It looks like they've taken everything from Zelda and Breath of the Wild anyway, and then Shadow of the Colossus and kind of just
Shadow
put it
Colossus.
together,
Yes. I
and
did,
then
I
use
did a little bit of that.
every single color and every single frame.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And
Nice.
then Mistfire. I'm gonna play this one.
Mistfall.
And then you guys watch this. I'll be right back.
What the hell?
I have
Watching
seen
teeth
the
cleaning.
like
Good dentistry game there. Cheers. Go down.
That was the fastest piss ever.
I know, right? Where is this sound coming? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there. Yeah, so that was the one we're supposed to look at. Yeah.
We're gonna get copyright infringement on this one.
It's fair use. It's fair use. Yeah, this one to me looked interesting, but again, is that gameplay? That's got to be gameplay there.
That's gameplay.
Yeah, but I don't know about you guys, but when I see games like this, I mean, does every game like this have to be a Dark Souls type?
Yeah,
game?
every game
Right?
sort of looks the same-ish now. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't have it up on there. It just.
Is it new or has it got low frame rate?
It looks like low frame rate.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I thought like someone was stop motion or something.
I don't
Low frame
necessarily mind it looking like Dark Souls. I just don't want it playing like Dark Souls.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
I don't want it to be so hard. Like, it looks a bit like Devil May Cry-ish sort of hack and slash kind of thing, which I'm cool with. But I don't want to have to like perfectly time my blocks every fucking 5 seconds.
Yeah, or have it like, hey, I got this down. Oh, it just invented a completely new attack that I can't dodge. Yeah, that's exactly what this looks like is some Dark Souls stuff. I mean, boss fights are boss fights, but
yeah.
If it's got more to it, like story and I don't know, these things just exhaust me. These kind of games. Wheel World,
the bike game.
game. I think we saw the Phasmophobia. Yeah, Subnautica 2.
I think there's more of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that was part of it. Claim yours.
Nope.
And I think that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, I think some good games there, but
Hey, Gina.
What? What?
Are you done? Are you like done? Oh my god, you've been in here like for like
Thank
40
you.
minutes. Oh my god.
She needed the car key.
Oh. Awesome. Well, yeah, I think all in all, it was a good showing. They showed some good stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't. They used to not do this as much. We used to only get like maybe 2 a year.
Yeah.
And now having these like spring, summer, fall, I like that. I like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that basically it's been Xbox showing all this stuff this year because Sony have been really quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a few like state of plays, but like really they haven't done much this year. So I like the fact that Xbox, just as a platform, is like having all this access to, hey devs, you know, show it here, we've got all these presentations, and they get more, you know, support, more Japanese games, more Asian games, and yeah, so a lot of Game Pass deals, so it just strengthens the platform as a whole. I don't know about like console sales matter as much, but just get it on there, you know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just having your name on it when somebody sees it, you know, makes a good impression. Especially if you've got the marketing to it. You know, Hogwarts Legacy, Sony had the marketing rights to that. They went with Sony on that one, and there were people that were actually buying PlayStations to play this game.
because people know it's exclusive. Yeah.
Not knowing that they could have just bought it for their Xbox. I mean, that's wow,
I know,
man.
but,
That's,
I mean,
that's the power of marketing right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I think it's a power of poor research as well. But I'll talk about Hogwarts. Actually, there's a remaster coming out.
Is there?
DLC. Yeah, they're doing a I say remaster. Some DLC, a definitive edition, something.
Yeah, it's a definitive
Next-
edition. I don't know what's added to it, but
Apparently they're like adding like 10 hours of quests or
Yeah.
whatever.
extra stuff.
I don't know if I can actually play through that game again. I did it 100%. Did it. I loved it. I don't know if I can actually go through it again.
Yeah, I think it's for people that have not bought it yet that are like, hey, you know, now you get the
So
definitive
I would love to
edition.
see some extra content, but that should have came like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good that they're giving it some love, and I think that they announce that they are working on a second one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
the first one sold loads, so of course they're going to make a second one.
Well,
That's another one. That's another one I wish they made co-op. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe the second one will be co-op. But now, Liam, they, if you remember, Warner Brothers was like, we're not investing in these games anymore. We're going with live services. Oh, here's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and then they went, oops.
Yeah, as soon as that tanked, they were like, hey, can you guys make another one of those? I don't know, that one that sold millions of copies and made us billions of dollars. Yeah, can you make another one of those?
Yeah. I mean, personally, those kind of games, I like the fact that it was single player. Because, you know, I did
not
it,
a live service. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is, if you say co-op, companies think, oh, live service. No, not live service. Can we just
Right.
have
Just play it
that?
with a friend, right?
Just want a friend to play with me.
But with one friend. Don't make
Yeah.
it live service.
Yeah, you just
So
want
if it-
someone to look at their, their homework and copy it, so you don't have to do it.
So,
Yeah.
I want to play with my wife, for Christ's sake.
yeah, but I really loved Hogwarts Legacy though. I really loved that game. But,
If
yeah,
they just
it's-
made games more co-op, we could save so many marriages.
Oh, I know, right? I'm with you on that. I mean, I love co-op games. I think that there's a lot of games out there that deserve to be co-op.
well, I think the problem is as well, not just co-op, but online. People don't do like split screen anymore. It's like, oh no,
Well, yeah.
buy another system and get another copy, and then you can play
Well,
online.
I mean, that's not so much. That's not so much. Do you want to buy another console? It's more of like, we can't show you this in 4K with ray tracing if we split it and add a whole nother game on top of it.
Yeah.
That's more of a technical thing that they don't want to admit, but
yeah.
yeah,
I
the
know,
consoles
but, like,
just can't do it anymore.
I mean, they
PC
could
can
if they
have
just. I mean, they could if they just like,
technology.
if they just set it down a little bit. But
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anybody that plays split screen anymore. I don't know one person that gets upset about split screen.
Oh, because it died years ago, but people would still want it. Like, I mean, look at Halo. You know, campaign co-op. It's not there.
Yeah, remember that? You'd split the screen 4 ways.
Oh man, at 20 frames per second, and it's like.
And then you used to like watch your other friends, and I know exactly where he's sniping from. You son of a bitch.
No, we used to put the like the cardboard.
You used to put something on it.
Yeah, you would put like a piece of plastic, and then you would like lean down, and then they would be up here, so you couldn't like view it.
Oh my
You
God.
could see like you're not cheating, you bastard.
Yeah.
But then
have I got out of focus?
you have.
I don't know why it's done that.
Put your hand in front of your
You
camera
look
for
just
a second.
like Brad
and then
Pitt.
Do that, and then
Nope. I don't know.
Yeah,
webcams I didn't.
terrible.
I didn't touch anything. It's just gone like that. So I guess get a little blurry me for a little bit.
it'll fix it. But really, the only thing we got left is, and this doesn't sound like a big thing, but it might be. Okay, Certain Affinity is getting bought by a publisher called Keywords, which I've never heard of before. Do you guys know who Certain Affinity is? A lot of people don't.
I know they were doing the Halo Battle Royale mode. I suppose it's supposed to happen.
Yep. Yeah, they were. Let me give you a like a little synopsis here. Max Hoberman, who owns Certain Affinity, used to work for Bungie, and if you are on console and you talk to your buddies and go and start a party and go from match to match with your party, you can thank Max Hoberman for that. He was instrumental in getting that on Halo 2, which was the first game that you could do that. Before, you could talk to your friends, but you would have to go into the game to get into a party and go from party to party. Well, I mean, you couldn't really create a party in the game. You just had to kind of go, okay, where are you? Okay, I want to join you. Okay, you're in a match. Okay, I'll join you. You had to do that over and over again. With Halo 2, you got in a party, and you went from match to match without having to do anything. That was the first console game that did that. It changed everything as far as multiplayer. A lot of people don't realize that, but so he left in 2008 to make Certain Affinity, and what they do is they're basically a support studio. They help studios do multiplayer, make multiplayer maps, help them create just better content. Basically, they've worked on 11 Halo franchise items, 6 Call of Duties, 3 things in Hearthstone. They worked on Hogwarts Legacy, Prey, which didn't have any multiplayer. I think they were a support studio on that. Gotham Knights, New World, Crackdown 3, Mafia 3, Doom 2016, Age of Booty, Crimson Alliance, and Left 4 Dead. So these guys have, if you've played a multiplayer game in the last 10 years, it probably
has
resume.
It had something to do with it, right? And we do know that they were working on, you're right, Liam, they were working on something for Halo Infinite that was going to be a multiplayer add-on that using the Unreal Engine, and it was a BR type gameplay mode. That has since been canceled, either for 2 reasons, and this is just me speculation. The reforming of 343 Industries to Halo Studios and just restructuring all of that probably got something canceled, and the fact that maybe because they're getting bought by Keywords, they either are going to keep doing what they're doing or they're going to become a full-fledged studio and make their own game, which I think would be great. If these guys can make their own multiplayer game, I mean, how can it not be somewhat good? They've got a pedigree of doing so many awesome things in multiplayer. So, I'm going to, we'll keep our eye on that. See how that blossoms into something good.
Yeah.
At least I hope so.
I'm not sure if a Halo BR would work, to be quite honest. I don't know. It's very hard to say, oh, this would be great, or this wouldn't be great, because obviously we don't know. It didn't come out. But the whole BR scene, I'm just out of it.
Well, it wasn't going to be a straight VR. It was going to be something else, something new, and that to me is exciting. Like you've got Extraction, you've got VR. What if it's a combination of both? What if it's not even both? What if it's something completely new? That was exciting. You got that big open world in Halo Infinite. It's just begging to be used for something other than just shooting cubbies, right?
Yeah.
And these guys have made some fantastic maps in Call of Duty and Halo. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. I hate that they're not working on Halo anymore, but Max Hoberman, so far, seems to be really, really smart and really, really focused. Unlike a lot of the other people that are really, really smart in the industry, like Tim Sweeney from Epic, who talks like a robot, and John Carmack, who also talks like a robot. Now that I think about it, they're just very. He seems to just know games, and be a big Halo fan at that. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. We'll see what happens this week, and if I get Batman, I'll be talking about Batman Arkham.
Yeah, let us know.
In VR.
I'll be talking about probably Black Ops 6 if the servers work first day.
Yeah, I will definitely be playing some Black Ops 6 as well, and also in the VR space. Arizona Sunshine. If you bought Arizona Sunshine, they remade it in the new engine. You can upgrade it for $10 on Steam or in MetaQuest, and it's now co-op, and it's got all the content with it. I played a little bit of it. It is definitely looks better. Holy shit, that game did not age well. So if you're into that, then you can get that right now. That's out.
Yeah.
Speaking of out. What?
It was also like a
segue.
random.
Messed up my segue.
It was also like a random update for Darksiders 2.
What?
It got a Series PS5 Pro patch, so it's on the 4K 60.
Oh, really? Okay. Darksiders 2. That was that the good one or the bad one? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but I don't know. It's weird. 1 and 3 don't get it, but 2 does.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's kind of strange. Maybe the others will get it as well. But that's a free update. So just download it.
Free.
That's how
free.
you do next gen patches, Sony.
Yeah. Yeah. They just remake the whole fucking game and charge you $60 for it. Anyway, all right. I think that's it. We're out. Have a great week. See you next time.